Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's Alison Sullivan with Stamp Crazy with Alison. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in New Westminster, British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada, so a suburb of Vancouver. So I'm just going to wait for you guys to hop on, and then we're going to get started with creating a pretty card today using a non-Christmas set. Hi Keisha, how are you this morning, this afternoon? How are you doing today? Make sure we're broadcasting okay. I think I am. I'll just bring it up on my other screen so that I can watch comments. There we go. And I'm just going to go over here and swipe down, make sure I'm broadcasting live here. I think I am. And we'll see. Yep, we're good. Well, that's good. That all worked out for me. That's good. Good. So now we just have to wait for a few more people to pop on, and then we can start stamping. I'm excited about today. Ooh, I'm excited about today's card. I'm gonna maybe give you a little sneak peek for those of you who are here already. Let's go with that. There we go. Splendid day. My day is good so far. I don't know what I've done today, Keisha. You made a few cards. Oh, nice. And granola bars. Fun. I haven't done any of that. It's too hot to turn on the stove, isn't it? Yeah. Hi, April. Oh, I'm glad you joined me today. How's it in Calgary today? It's hot in the lower mainland of Vancouver and on the islands. It's hot. I'm excited about this card today, too. So I'm glad you guys are excited. Because I've been making a lot of Christmas cards, and I just thought, it's so beautiful. It's like summer. It is summer. And it's a hot day. I don't want to make a Christmas card. I want to make something else. So I love this suite. So I thought, let's make something with it. Yeah, the oven. I had the oven on last night to make something. But I have a window air conditioner, so it's a little helpful. But boy, it's hot in here today. Whew. All right, let's go over here. And as I said, we're doing the Splendid Day, which is a suite of products in the July to December 2022 Mini Catalog. And it's got a lot of fun pieces that are part of the suite. I love when they do suites. How about you guys? Because you can easily coordinate without having to think too much about it, right? And I love that it's got this little mini, see the little mini machine here? It means that the dies for this can fit through the mini machine, so you don't need the larger stamp and cut and emboss machine. And also the images, some of the images, I'll show you, like this one and this one, are part of the line of stamps that we sell called distinctive, meaning that they have been photographed and then made into a stamp. And so with one image, you're going to get different hues, variations of the stamp, so it looks more dimensional. I don't know if that makes sense, but I do love those. And we're also going to be looking at the beautiful designer series paper and some of the other elements. So let's start. Anybody else joining us? I think it's just the three of us. That's all right. Okay. Some reason. Oh, no, Donna's there. Hi, Donna. We're watching on YouTube today. That's good. 27 in Calgary. Oof. I don't know what it is here today. It's hot. That's all I know. Once it gets to a certain temperature for me, it doesn't matter. The number doesn't matter. It's just hot. Hi, Sharon. All the way from Perth, Australia. My little buddy over there. Hello. Okay, so let's start with showing you. We've got the stamps, which we kind of went through already. Now, the thing about this one is, you know how we've got the two steps? So we've got the outline image and then the filler in image, I like to call it. So this goes with this one. This goes with this one. You can use them independently too. You don't have to use them together. But here's the thing. You have to let go of any kind of matchy. They go together, but they will not match into the lines. So they're meant to be outside the lines, so to speak. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So we got that. And then we went over the dies. Got the dies to match. So all of these can be cut out with the dies. And then we've, look at the little bee, isn't it cute? And then we've got some other standalone die cuts, which we're going to use. I'm also going to use the Painted Posy 3D embossing folder. It's not part of the suite, but I think it goes really nicely with it. So we're going to use that. Here's the designer series paper. You get 12 by 12. So 6 designs, double-sided, 2 of each. So here's one side. So that's, I love the colors. They're quite muted, right? We've got soft seafoam. I had to think of the name there. We got Calypso Coral. We've got some Crumb Cake or Sahara Sand. What is this color? This color, let me read through the colors. It is Fresh Freesia. Oh, that's pretty. We got Petal Pink. We've got Pool Party. And Sahara Sand I mentioned earlier. And of course, wait till you see the other side of this. I don't believe the other side of this paper. Look at this. Look at these beautiful metallics. Now I'm going to try and move it so that the light isn't too much in the way. This one here, the base is soft sea foam, but the actual ferns are raised. They've got, like, when you rub your hand over it, you can feel it's almost like embossed in white. And then we've got the silver embossed in white. And then look at this. Look at this copper. Oh my gosh. Is that beautiful? It's beautiful. So you got gold and copper. And then look at the Fresh Freesia one. Isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous, gorgeous papers. And then we've also got the open leaf trinkets. So that's what they look like. And there's 20 in there, so that's a lot. And then this ribbon that we've got that matches the suite is a seam binding, so quite delicate and fine, and it's in the soft sea foam. Okay, so that's the pieces. Let's start stamping. The first thing I did was I took a piece of soft sea foam and I ran it through the embossing folder. So let me grab it. So I took the embossing folder. I took my soft sea foam. I lined it up because I only wanted it sort of, I didn't want to take the entire piece. So I did that. Okay. Then I ran it through the the larger version of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay. So that I did ahead of time. Hi, Mo. Hi, Valerie. Drool. I know. Isn't it gorgeous? That's the paper I think you're referring to, right? It's just beautiful. I can't see people comments if you're over on YouTube. Okay. Anyways, I'll see you later when I come back at the end. Okay, so that's, and don't you love it? It's such a beautiful raised embossed feature. Now, this is so beautiful. You could actually, oops, I'm not even in screen. You could actually just put some ribbon and a word on there and it'd be beautiful. Let me just raise this up a tit so that I'm in screen. There we go. Okay. So I've already gone ahead and done that. Now I'm going to stamp on just a piece of basic white. I've got this image here and I'm going to do it in Memento. I just want the image in black. You can do it in whatever color you want. So let's do this. Just do it in the middle. Okay, so there we go. Then I'm going to grab this image. Now, this is the filler inner image, but remember what I said. It doesn't fit perfectly. So do not make yourself crazy thinking, why isn't this working? I'm going to just kind of do this. So this is soft sea foam. And you can see it doesn't line up. Not supposed to. So don't think you're a terrible stamper. It's not supposed to. We're just doing that. Okay. If that makes you crazy, then you could use one of our water painters and just pull up the color and color in, and that might make you happier. Okay. So we're going to do that, and that's going to be cut out with the coordinating die. And so we're going to get rid of a lot of those images, that the two-step image that is outside of the lines. So that might make you feel a little bit better. So we're going to cut that out. I've got a piece of vellum here. I'm going to cut a couple of these images out of the vellum. Now, I'm not actually sure if I'm going to use all of these, but I wanted to cut them out and lay them down and see if I like them or not. Okay, so we're going to kind of be building as we go. It is gorgeous paper, Sharon. Oh, you need to talk to your demonstrator over there in Perth and have her show you them. Okay, then we're going to use a piece of soft succulent. Actually, this is mint macron, I think. And then I've got this image here. I want to cut it out of that. Okay. And then I've got a piece of soft sea foam, which I'm going to stamp on, and then I'm going to cut out. So I'm going to leave that to the end. Okay, so let's just cut some of these. Let's bring in our baby boss, because all of these fit through the baby boss, which I like. Remember, we've got our plate number 3, the gray plate. We've got plate number 2, the clear plate. And then we've got our pieces, okay? The instructions for the mini boss say that you should use a different plate, but I find that it just doesn't catch it. And it won't, the rollers don't seem to catch it on my machine. And so that's my cheat. That's what I do. Okay. So I'm just going to run these through. Hope if I put that on right. Okay. You guys, anybody got this suite, the Splendid Day Suite? And have you made lots of cards with it? I love it. This is really my first card that I've kind of shown to you guys online. I'm just keeping track of all my little bits because we don't want them to go flying somewhere. Okay, and then these are the 3 I'm going to cut out of the vellum, but I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, any of them. I'm not sure yet. We're going to decide as we're building it because it might be too busy. Not sure. Just the DSP. It is gorgeous though, isn't it, Mo? Yeah, you can, like the DSP alone, if you didn't want to buy the rest of this, is worth buying because you can do so many things with it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so I can put that aside for now because we've cut out what we need for now. And let me just work this out of my, here we go. Come out. Oh, that's a pretty die. It sort of cuts it, doesn't completely. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe I just didn't do it right. I think it's supposed to be, I think these are supposed to come out. It's the first time I've used this particular die. So I'm not sure why it's not coming out. I might have, you know, sometimes when you line up things wrong, it won't pop out. I'm not liking that. Okay, that's really weird. I've obviously done something. Let's try again. Let's try again. I feel like that, you know, when they say lawyers shouldn't ask questions they don't know the answers to, I'm kind of like, maybe I should have tried my dies. I mean, it's very, very rare where a die will not work. Actually, what I'm going to do is something a little bit different here. I'm just going to cut this. It's very rare that a die doesn't want to work. And if that ever happens to you, we contact your demonstrator, and then your demonstrator will contact Stampin' Up, and we'll get that replaced for you. So let me just make sure this isn't operator error before I go calling Stampin' Up, because it could be. Oops, that one moved. That's not going to work. Having one of those days, you guys. Okay, I'm having a bad hair day and a bad die day. Okay, let's grab that. I'm not sure which one. Yeah, it's oh, that worked. Okay, it was operator. That's very pretty, actually. I like that one. Do you guys like that one? It's very soft. I like that. I'm going to set that aside. I think I might use that. So it was definitely operator error, not die error. So it's good that you can see that I make mistakes just like everybody else. Okay, let me grab a piece of cardstock just to move all these little bits out of the way. Kind of use it as a scoop. It's like my little vellum's got static on it. Ooh, maybe we do have a static issue today with the temp. Maybe that's the problem. All right. Here's my little piece of soft seafoam. Remember we talked about it earlier? So I'm going to use copper embossing powder because it's that's the colors that are part of the designer series paper. So let's get our embossing buddy, get rid of all that oil. And remember, I've shown you this a few times, but remember, this is the new embossing accessories kit. We've got the tweezers, we've got the brush, we've got the embossing buddy, and we've got the tray. Okay, so check it out in the mini catalog. This is sending hugs, which I thought was really a pretty saying. Everyone can use a hug. What's that saying? A card is a hug with a fold in the middle. Have you guys ever seen that stamp? I like that saying. I think it's kind of nice. All right, so now I'm just going to hold on to that with my tweezers. And let's heat set that. I love the copper color. Oh, so pretty. Oh, gorgeous. Let's see what you guys are saying. Keisha, no, I just had the DSP. My brain can't work with stamps that don't line up. I know. You are not alone. There are a lot of people who just cannot get their heads around stamps that are like really not going to line up. Yes, Valerie, you're quite right. And I probably should have run it back and forth a few times, and I took it out and then I couldn't really line it up again, right? So I think that's where it went kind of haywire on me. Okay, so this one here, sending hugs. You know me with my eye, guys. I am going to use my double-sided tape and line this up. And this is another die that comes in the die set. So like I said, if it really bothers you that they don't line up, you can just color them in with your ink and your water brush or your blends or any kind of other coloring material. There we go. Isn't it cute? I love the way it's got little what do we call them? These dots, or you know what I mean, embossed, cut out little on either side. But the bottom is just a nice straight with kind of a little edge, which is kind of a really pretty detail. Same along the top. Simple, but oh, I gotta hold it up closer, I think. I don't know if you can see that. We've got the dots over here, and then probably can't see it. It's kind of hard on streaming software to get the really fine detail of things. Okay, now let's bring back our card. So this was our soft seafoam, and then I've gone ahead and cut. Let me grab some little strips. These are 1-inch strips from that DSP. I've got 4 of them. So I've used the copper one and the soft seafoam one. And I hope, I don't know if you can see, you can certainly see the copper, but can you see that soft seafoam? How this is an embossed raised image in white? Gorgeous. Okay. Okay. What else are you guys seeing? Nothing that I can't see. Okay. I think I've got everybody. So let's line this up. So I want to have them staggered. So I've got kind of green, copper, green, copper, green. Let's grab my white glue that I love. Now I am not measuring this, you guys. I'm just kind of putting it down. My main thing with my eye such as it is that I've got it straight, which I hope it is, because I'm not looking down on this. The camera is, but I'm not. I'm at, like I'm looking on it at like almost like an angle. So sometimes when you're doing that, it's hard to see. If you guys were stamping this yourself or gluing it yourself, it would be right under you. You'd be looking down on it, and I can't do that. So I'm hopeful it's straight. Okay, I'm doing my best. And like I said, I'm not being really, precise that that's all, spread evenly, blah, blah, blah. I'm just doing an eyeball thing. I had a customer once years and years ago that said she spent her whole life never being able to do anything straight. Everything was crooked. And when she finally, years later, needed glasses and she went to the optometrist, she said, it's really funny, but I think my eye's crooked. And she thought he'd just think, crazy lady. And he said, you're right, it is. So she felt kind of vindicated, which was kind of cute. Okay, I'm going to grab all my pieces here. Okay, just give me a minute here. I'm just doing a little bit of surgery off camera. No one wants to see surgery performed on camera, do we? Okay. So that's that little piece that we had earlier, which is the vellum. Then we've got this piece here, which is the piece that we stamped. And it's not too bad because, oops, it's not too bad because, let me just turn my light. I don't like the way my light is there. Because I've cut it out, so you can't really see those things that drive you crazy. Keisha, the not lining up stuff isn't as bothersome when you cut it out. And I'm just having to perform a surgery on the die cut that I just did wrong. I didn't take my time, so I think I'm doing okay. I'm gonna grab my scissors and fix that up. Oh, I almost cut my finger. It's okay to make a mistake, right? It's life. What is it? There's no mistakes in stamping. It's just creative opportunities. It's like there's no crying in baseball. Okay, here we go. So that's that. So see how we're just kind of creating, with just die cuts, we're just kind of creating an image. We've got our piece that we've stamped, so we're going to hold all our little pieces in that pretty little vase. Like I said, it's a vase, or a vessel to hold stuff. It's, to me, it's very Asian looking, and I love that. Okay, now I've also got our pretty little open leaf trinkets. Let's grab one of those because that'll make that really pop. Okay, I'm just layering this. I don't know how much of this I'm going to use or not use, but hopefully. I think that the problem is that that's competing. It's kind of hard to see. It shines on that. And then we could add some ribbon too. So let's grab a piece of this ribbon, which I love, but I didn't want to. I was going to make a bow or wrap it around. I tried a whole bunch of things, but instead of that, my friend Colleen loves to take ribbon. This is her favorite thing in the world to do. She takes ribbon and I'm going to show you what she does with it. She cuts off the edge, which by doing that releases all the little fibers that make up the ribbon. So I'm going to do that in a sec. Let's start building this first. I'm going to lose track of what I'm doing. So let's turn this little baby over. Let's grab some of those fantastic glue dots that some of us get in our paper pumpkin. Who got the paper pumpkin this month? The sunflowers. You'll be sorry if you didn't. I hate to tell you, but you really will. It's going to be a sad day for you if you didn't. Because I'm going to show you it in a minute. Do that. I'm just going to kind of, I want sort of that idea. Okay. And then I also have my vellum. So I think I'm going to put that behind. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put that behind. The reason I like the glue dots from the paper pumpkin is my friend Ange told me, or don't you use them? I said, no, I can't use them. I can't get it. I can't get it to work. It drives me nuts. So she showed me how. And ever since then, I'm like, why don't we sell these as a separate item in the catalog? So now we keep them. I think Ange has a team member who actually mails them to her because the team member doesn't like them and Ange is in love with them. So she's lucky. Okay, and I can just use that as a, and I like them because they're flat, right? So, you know, our regular ones kind of are raised. Sometimes you don't want that. Okay. Now, for this little guy, I do want our traditional ones. So let me grab those. And let's stick that. So I'm going to put a glue dot on the back of this because obviously it's going to sit here, but I'm also going to put one on the front. Okay, so let me line up where I want this. I think I'm wanting it about there. Okay, so I'm going to stick it down. Okay, but I still have a glue dot on the top there. I'm going to just add one more. And then remember the ribbon that we cut that salvage edge off, right? Let's pull that and see what happens. You're going to have this very fun, very fine. Look at that. Ooh. It's like angel hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie that in a knot. She says, I've done this a few times and it's always worked, but of course I'm on camera and my fingers are sticky, so it might not. Let's just pull that through. I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to glue that down like so. I'm going to bring these pieces up and turn them in a little circle. I don't know how to say that. These are too many little hairs, so I'm going to just trim those off. If the fact that these don't line up, you know, the stamps, this will probably make you crazier. Like you might not be able to handle this, these little hairy bits. So I'm just going to trim this off. There we go. Give it a little haircut. Oops, got all these pieces. So that's what I'm going to do. I just want to have a little wisp of ribbon. I don't want that heaviness of the ribbon. So let's pop this up. Where's my... Got my dimensionals. Our dimensionals can hold quite a heavy load. Oh, it's not heavy, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of layers. So let's kind of put that here like so. And then we want to have our little tub. But I think I'm going to just very carefully, I think I'm going to just give it some dimension by curling it a bit. So it's got more of a, sort of looks like that. So it's a little bit raised in the middle, if that makes sense. And I'm going to grab, I think what you do, let me see here. I'm going to put my dimensionals in the middle and let my sides be free flowing. At least that's what I think. Let me see how it looks and then I'll decide. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. Boy, look at all these little pieces of ribbon. I'm going to be picking those up for a while. Okay, so that's kind of what, that's kind of what we're looking at. Again, I'm going to cover that up because it's shining. Can you see that, you guys? I'm posting a picture of it so you can see it later. Okay. Now, let's just add something else. I've got these champagne rhinestones, basic jewels, and I'm going to use those to just add that little extra copper look. There we go. All right, let me move all of this out of the way. Backs of dimensionals. Oh, gosh. All right. do you think? Oops, what do you think? This is really not in my line of sight. I hope I haven't been doing the whole thing like that. That's better. Oh my gosh. Can you see that? Is that fun? So let me show you a couple of other cards using the same Splendid Day Suite. Here's one. It's a little bit simpler, but again, we've got the vellum. We've got the little bee. Isn't the bee cute? And like I said, see, it's not going to line up. You got to kind of let it go. Okay. This one is similar to the one that we made today. Very similar, except it's just using the copper. And then we pulled the Calypso coral instead. Okay. And then lastly, I've got this one, which is again using the muted colors. So we've got, this is the soft succulent. We've got pear pizzazz. That's that fabulous new punch. I just got this punch because somebody told me I needed it. I think it was Ange. It's called Decorative Circle Punch. Isn't it gorgeous? Love it. And then this has just got a piece of the DSP glued down to basic white and then run through the Hive embossing folder. So that's a really simple card. Okay, so that's the card for today. However, I wanted to show you the paper pumpkin that came today. Here it is. I'm showing it to you, which is kind of cruel, I know, because if you didn't subscribe, you're probably unlikely to get one. But let me show you why you should subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. Look at this gorgeous box for one thing, okay? And then inside, we've got, this month we got 2 spots. We got the soft suede and the crushed curry, which is really nice. We got our stamp set, and we've got really great words. We got thank you and for one of a kind friend and another bee and that fabulous sunflower. Okay. And then we also got a Prezi. So in addition to the actual kit, look what we got. We got these fantastic gold beehive onlays. And then let me show you the actual. This is the kit. I love the way everything is so beautifully packaged. Tissue. Okay, so here's the kit, and here's what you're going to get. I'm not going to make this in a live or anything because I always figure it's nice to see it, and maybe if you've got the box you can play along, but otherwise it's kind of sad that you're out of luck for the most part. Okay, look at this. These are the envelopes. Are they gorgeous or what? Get 8 of them. Love that. This is perfect for actually using as I would probably not use these as envelopes. I'd probably cut these up and use them as actual background papers, DSP, so to speak. And you always get glue. So we've got the dimensionals and we've got the fabulous glue dots, which we love. Okay. And then we've got 4 more onlays. These are different. Aren't they pretty? These are all from hand painted. A designer at Stampin' Up, an artist at Stampin' Up, actually painted these, and then they're photographed and made into the cards. Isn't that pretty? You've got labels and whatnot to stamp your words on. And then here's the card fronts. So here's one. I love this. Look at this. You've actually got watercolor on one side and then printed on this side. So if you didn't want to use this as one card, you could use either side, you could actually cut these in half and you've got 2 layers now, right? So you're just expanding the use of these. So you get 3 of those and 3 of the, look at these ones. These are gorgeous. Whoops, 3 of these. So again, you could cut these and you've got 6 fronts. And then this one is just plain with the green. And then you've got some honeycombs and you've got some pre-printed little elements here. We've got, looks like tulips. We've got, look at all the bees. These guys here are bases for your sunflowers. And this kit, you stamp it on top of this and then you ink it up again, turn it and stamp again. So you get like a what am I trying to say? Like a two-dimensional. Okay, so that's the kit. But let me show you what I did, because I had to make some alternative stuff. But this is what I was left with. These are not the actual cards. I made my own design. So really simple. Isn't that pretty? I wanted to use these for my thank you cards for anyone who ordered in August. Yeah, I'm going to be mailing these out. Oh, there you go. You can see that I stamped and then I twisted and stamped again. Is that fun? There's that onlay. Really simple. Made a couple of those. These are just the ones I had left over. And then, of course, we've got the fantastic envelopes. So that is Paper Pumpkin. So if you didn't get Paper Pumpkin, I'm really sorry. The next 3 months of Paper Pumpkin, we've got a Halloween one, and then these two, that's for, gosh, what month are we in? That's for September. Then we got October and November, which will both be Christmas ones. But you can subscribe and skip a month. So if Halloween is not your thing, that's okay. You can skip this month and then get the October, November. And during celebration, when you buy a subscription, a 3-month subscription, you earn, let's see, I think you earn 2 celebrations. Yeah, so that's fun. So if you want to do that by the end of August. And if you need help, I'll help you. Okay. Let me put down our card again. Kind of put it like that. And then let's move it down a tit and bring it into focus. I think that's good. So hopefully you can see that, you guys. Let me come back here. What have you guys been saying when I've been gone? Back and forth a couple of times. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks, April. Let's see. They're pretty, even though they don't line up. See, Keisha? I know. I want the sunflowers. I know, it's so gorgeous. And they are amazing. So for those of you who were lucky enough to order it, you have probably already received it if you live in Canada, or you're getting it tomorrow. So they're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you for joining me today. I'm sorry that I'm looking at my screen. I'm sorry that metallic is really strong. It's kind of hard to see, but hopefully I'll take a picture and I'll post the picture so you'll be able to see the details a little bit better. Anyway, have a look at the Splendid Day Kit and Suite, and you can see how beautiful, and it's so easy to make cards. Like, look how many cards you could make with just those strips of DSP. Also a good way to use up the leftovers, right? Okay, what's coming up? Ange and I are going to be announcing a new class. Probably not this week, probably next week. We are going to be using the products that are going to be in a fabulous promotion during September called Perfect Partners. So we're going to be using the Apple Blossom dies and the Apple Harvest stamp set. So it's a set of dies that they're putting out just for the month of September to match that fabulous, I'm just reading here, Apple Harvest stamp set. So we're going to be using that as our class. And as always, we always have like a little goodie bag that's got things in it. So we'll be telling you all about that in the next week or so. Stay tuned for that. Oh, thanks, Mary. Hello, Mary. You were obviously, nope, you were on Facebook. Okay. It's hard to see when I'm actually stamping and creating on my other desk. I can see some comments, but for some reason I'm not seeing the YouTube ones. So sorry about if I missed anything. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you all back here on Sunday. Gosh, time flies. Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be stamping on Sunday. I always decide on the day of, sometimes 2 hours before. So I'll be surprised for you too. So I'll see you guys then. In the meantime, have a really creative week. I hope you get some time to do some stamping and creating in your own space. And as always, if you have any questions, please just post them to my group or my business page, and I'd be happy to answer them. Have a great rest of the day, you guys.